वेलकम यू ऑल गाइस आपके अपने चैनल अजय ब्लॉग लवर में आपका स्वागत है। So today we are going to discuss about the stock market basics learnings for beginner, for intermediate, even I would say like for the expert as well. Okay. So but before starting this video, I want to tell you something. You need to watch this video from the beginning to the end. Otherwise, you won't get anything whatever I'm discussing here. Okay. So make sure you subscribe because this is just a one part of the series. I'm gonna upload so many different videos. This is just a episode one, then there will be episode 2, episode 3. So basically I'll keep uploading all the learning, statistics, strategies, and how can we minimize the losses, how can we maximize the profits and all. But every video will be linked to each other. In between, I'll give some stock views and nifty views in my other videos. Okay, so let's start this training. Okay, and that will be the free of cost training. And guys, you can see, like, that takes a lot of time to create this PPT. At least subscribe and share my channel so everybody can get benefits. Okay, so let's start. The most important thing is stock market risk. What is the stock market risk and how you can minimize this risk? And this is what I was saying, like, you need to start thinking the worst part first and then the good part. Okay, because if you can control the worst part, okay, automatically you can control everything, right? Easy part to controlling easy part is not a big thing if you can control the worst part, right? So stock market risk, what is a stock market risk? I think you guys would have heard about risk to reward ratio. Okay, let me tell you in our one word. If you don't know, risk to reward ratio means risk divided by reward should be as much as it should be minimal. So if it would be minimal means your risk is less and reward is more. All right. Now if you can go to the other trick, Telegram channel, WhatsApp, CNBC, G News, and anywhere other channels. Okay, wherever you found the most of the peoples give a very big SLs. Buy at 700 and target 750 and SL also 650. So that is a 1:1, right? Okay, so that is a very risky. I mean, the same risk and the same reward, right? So that kind of become a gambling. So now you need to understand how can you make sure that there is a risk is less and the reward is more. Yes, you are right, it is possible, it is definitely possible. I'll give you the example. Just let's assume that the Asian Paint share price is 2700. Okay, 2715. And somewhere, from the graph and from technical patterns and all these things, we derive that the SL is 2700, and right now it's trading at 2715. Now tell me how much uh, points are there. 15 points, right? Okay, and the Asian Paint is a good stock. You know that it's a fundamentally good stock. And it's a monopoly. When it comes to the paint industry, it is the quite. I think it is the leader one, right? 50% shares, 50% stake of the market. Only the Asian Paint holds, right? Okay, so now that's a very golden opportunity. I think we should have invested 2715. Okay, and make a target of 2% up, because if it goes around 2700 and if it breach your SL as well, that you will be a very minimal risk, right? Only 15 points. That is only 0.5%, right? Okay, so that is the strategy. You're getting my point. There will be a lot of stocks who are trading near to resistance and supports. You need to figure out and you need to understand whether it's a good stock, fundamentally sound. Okay, so this is just a one step that you can minimize your stock market risk and all, right? And the other thing is always the hedging. And this second point which I'm going to discuss here, maybe it will not be applicable for all the common investors because that requires money. Hedging is basically what? Okay, I'll give you the example. Ajay, me, I invested somewhere in maybe in Bata shares, okay, around 500. And I did a proper analysis, fundamental analysis and everything. And I thought it's a good for short term and for long term as well, right? And something happens, and it went down. Maybe because of operators, maybe because of something else, okay. So then what happens? I can start hedging it. Okay, I can start buying at lower level as well, but for that requires money. So if you guys have a money, or you can strategize, like you're not going to invest whole money in one part. Okay, you can always invest 50%. Whenever this kind of condition comes, 50% you can again invest at lower prices and can average the prices. So in that way you can avoid the risk. And the same is applicable when any kind of natural calamities happen, like COVID crisis, right? Yeah, Russia Ukraine crisis. Nobody have a control on this kind of. I'll call it a god of act, right? Okay, this is act of God. Nobody can control that. Okay, in that condition, whoever have money in the pocket, they can invest in on the lesser price. Think about Corona, COVID cases. State Bank of India went to 180. Can you imagine the people who have money? They invested 180. Right now, it's 400 plus, right? Okay, so that is the beauty, that you need to understand. So now, according to your appetite, if you don't have a money, then you can organize some other strategies. If you have a money, then you can carry on this for these strategies, and these strategies is keep changing, guys. I used to tell in my every video that you need to change your strategies, right? Now the second point is stock market successful peoples. तो दोस्तों आपने सुना होगा हर in every area you need a guruji, you need a baba. Even in your personal life you have your baba, your east. Okay, everywhere you need the successful people. So when I'm saying, like, I'm not saying chasing the successful peoples. What I'm trying to say is, look at the successful peoples, Warren Buffett you have and all. Don't think what they are saying. Okay, you have to follow, means it doesn't means like you are sitting somewhere and you are seeing the interview of Motilal Oswal and whatever he's telling you have to do. No, nobody is going to share their own secret to you. Nobody, no businessman will do, right? So you need to derive yourself. Okay, so this guy, when Rakesh Gunjunwala buy Titan, why did he buy Titan? At the time he buy the Titan, what was the fundamental of Titan? At what level he sells? In which sector he buys? Right? So you have to do hell lot of analysis. Okay, so you need to understand. So you have to follow the successful people as well, because they are successful because of some reasons, right? Then it comes to the stock market, big corporate investors. You always think like there's a one guy who is a gunda, who's the dada of the street, right? You can't fight with them, right? So what you can do is, okay, you'll keep silence and follow them, because these corporate investors, I'll give you the example, right? Okay, like Bharat Dynamics Limited. Okay, if you go to the BDL, you'll find like there are multiple big corporate investor who owns a very big amount of money, right? Okay, so if it is there, then definitely that stock somewhere will go up, because they have their money, you know the people who convert their black money to white money, they will never lose their money. If they are some in some stock, definitely they are there to earn the money. Okay, so if big corporate investor there in the stock, particular stock, then definitely there will be something. Okay, but again you need to understand, timing is always matters in stock market, right? It doesn't matter that big investors are there, but if you don't know like when they are moving out from the stocks, then again it will be a problem. Okay, so you need to understand when the big corporate enters, what are the amount of shares they have, when they are exiting, that and all these things you have to keep getting your eyes on the stocks. Okay, the other thing, the last point, which is I can say like the big mistake of the common investors. The common investors I already discussed about, like the first part is the SL. Punters are there, they are always watching you. Somewhere I think every investor have felt that whenever they invest in particular stock, the stock goes down, right? Every investor thinks about it. Why is it happen? I'll tell you guys, whatever you are doing, single click, if you're buying something, right? ev- Everything of your activity is in the eye of the operators. Whenever you buy something, the operators start buying it. Okay, whenever you buy, because they have the desk for that, operator desk is there. They are there to watch you, what kind of investment you are doing, at what level you are doing, what is your SLA, what is your resistance, what is your on all, right? So you need to understand, you need to figure out the particular stocks where these kind of activities are less. Okay, if it is there also, you need to understand how these people's works, how they skates you, how they breach their SL. So that and all these things require a study. Without that study you can't do anything. Okay, coming to the next slides. Okay, how to choose trading type. Okay, so basically you would be knowing, like, we have a commodity MCX, we have option trading, future trading, equity cash, currency trading and all, right? And crypto and many other things, right? So how you going to decide which trading type? You have to choose it. Okay, and what are the parameters? Okay, because see, most of the people do the option trading. I think you would ever know about this. Why they go for option, why they opt for option trading? Because the simple answer, very simple answer. They don't have a money. The people who don't have money, they usually go for option trading, because option trading doesn't require that much money, and that is the trap. Okay, so you need to understand, like, what is your financial stability, how much money you have. If you are if you ask to me personally, like, if you want to trade in equity cash and you want to earn some meaningful money, then I think you should have a 1 lakh cash. I'm talking about 1 lakh cash minimum. Okay, then you can start earning in a safety manner and a meaningful amount. Every day you can earn around 2000 rupees somewhere and all, right? So just example, right? So you need to think about, like, whether you have this amount, or whether this amount you can hold for long term or not. So that financial stability you have to set. Leverage. Never use any kind of leverage. Option trading is a full of leverage. Equity cash is a full of leverage. Never use that leverage. Leverage is the basic tool for a broker to earn money from you. Okay, so don't use leverage. Why do we want leverage? Okay, leverage is a slow poison, guys. Don't use leverage. Hard cash. As I said, like, you have to maintain your hard cash. Okay, not just invest for investment purpose. You have to, as I said, like, for backup purpose also you need a cash. So you know that by money only you can earn money, and that's applicable in the stock markets. Okay, so once you start earning money, you can get the profit, and out of that profit you can start investing, right? Okay, so the fourth thing is the knowledge is always necessary. Fundamental, technical graph, your observations, and so many other parameters. I'll keep describing all these things in a very detailed manner in my episode 2. Natural disaster, I told you, right? COVID crisis, Russia Ukraine crisis, recession, that can happen anytime. Nobody can do anything, right? Okay, COVID crisis when it comes, no one expected. Even Warren Buffett how even government don't know, like, about COVID crisis, right? And even China also says, like, they don't know about it, which I don't believe it. Okay, so even the government, even the international diplomat also don't know, like, what kind of crises are coming, right? Okay, so that and all these things is, that become this natural disaster is become a golden opportunity. The peoples who have a cash in their pocket, so always keep a cash in the pockets. So the COVID crisis, Russia Ukraine crisis, recession is just a golden opportunity. These are natural disaster, but these are golden opportunity for the people who are very smart in the stock markets. So you always need a cash, you know. Okay. Okay, guys. So the next thing is sector knowledge. Now we think about the risk factors, natural calamities, and everything. Now it comes to the sector knowledge. Okay, somebody is in the IT industry, so they know very about the IT industry. Somebody is in the telecom industry, they know about telecom industries. But what about the common investors? Okay, the common investor investing in BDL, he should know about the defense. Okay, if you don't know about the defense, what's happening in the defense market in India, he don't know. As you guys know, like, defense market, because the government is calling a Atmanirbhar scheme. Okay, they were trying to keep manufacturing the defense item in the India itself, right? So we are doing so many tie-ups, Tejas flight, and now we are making our own weapons in India, missile, Agni missiles, right? We are making our drone. So now these kind of information I have, right? Now we are manufacturing the drone as well, because China is the biggest market, but because of the America's problem with China's now, every country of the world is targeting India. So now India need to produce all this drones. So slowly we will become, in the next few years, you can see, like, we will be having a very big drone market as China have, right? So now I have a knowledge with this. So I know that defense market is growing in India as of now. So you need to understand the world economy, right? So if you're investing in particular sectors, you need to, like, some sectors are evergreen, like pharma. The pharma sector is evergreen in India. Whenever you invest in any pharma companies, or top class pharma companies, you will never lose the money. Okay, so like IT sector, we are in good in IT as well, but right now IT attrition is happening, right? So these kind of chemical sector, recently the steel sector was booming. Now the steel sector is totally crushed. Why it was booming? Because we were exporting a lot because of this Russia Ukraine crisis, right? We were exporting the steel, and so that was, now the government did a restriction that you can't import that much amount, right? Okay, so then because of that only, because of sentimentals, the steel company shares are going down, right? So these are the things very important. You need to understand Indian economy, Indian GDP, RBA actions, and all, right. So that something you have to observe every day, because right now the political, diplomacies and Indian politics is changing very drastically. Every day something happens. Okay, so the third point is the Indian politics. Indian politics, definitely Indian politics. Where is, like, in which country? Hey, UP, we have a sugar factories, right? Who's the who's the leaders there? BJP, Congress, right? So BJP is prone for sugar factory and Congress is not good for sugar factory. Then sugar stock will go down. So Indian politics is really, really, you need to understand about Indian politics as well. Okay, so guys, these are the basic things. Now, guys, after ending of this video, probably you'll be thinking, okay, this much we have to learn. So this is just a, guys, one lesser than 1%. Okay, you need to understand many more things. Okay, so guys, आज के लिए सिर्फ इतना ही, ठीक है ना? प्लीज़ मेरे यूट्यूब वीडियो को शेयर करिए, उस पर कमेंट करिए, अगर आपको कुछ जानना है तो कमेंट करिए, लाइक करिए। बड़ी मेहनत की मैंने पीपीटी बनाने में, ठीक है ना? और सब्सक्राइब तो ज़रूर करिए दोस्तों, ठीक है ना? बड़ी मेहनत की है। कल मिलते हैं किसी और चैनल में, तब तक दिस इज़ अजय, साइन ऑफ गाइस।